Wow.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hi.
My name is Dustin Vesey. I am a junior. I am about to be a senior because there are only 3 more days of school at Chaparral High School. As Deborah said, I went on the March of the Living program, and it was one of the most incredible experiences. Not one of the most, I'm sorry. It was the most incredible experience of my life. And I just wanted to come here and talk to you about it because I really think that, I know that you all went through it personally, so you clearly have a much broader idea. But for me, having went to a Jewish private school for 6 years, it was actually called King David, and it was now closed because it got smaller and smaller, and combined with another school, and they tried to keep it open, but it ended up closing down, which is unfortunate. But I ended up going to Hebrew High through Temple High. I was bar mitzvahed there in 2008. I was confirmed there last year, and I have a lot of education with the Holocaust and Judaism. So to go on a trip like this, where I can see everything firsthand and up close and personal, was incredible. So I've created just a little snapshot of my trip to show with you. I have over 450 pictures, which if any of you want to see some other time, I would be glad to show you, but I've just picked a few to show you today. So, this is me and my wonderful family, my beautiful mother who is sitting right here.
Wow.
And my stepdad who is not here, and my dog. I just want to show you. This is a little bit about my Jewish heritage. As I already told you, I went to King David and I was bar mitzvahed with Temple High. So this is a picture of me and my friend being confirmed last year at Temple High. The March of the Living is 1 week spent in Poland, remembering the dead, and after that it's 1 week spent in Israel, more or less doing the opposite. It's commemorating life. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. Just as Deborah said that she had she met a survivor that really impacted her named Ella Adler. I met Trudy, who was the survivor who went on that trip with us to share her own personal stories, and it was incredible to have somebody like her who witnessed everything firsthand to come along with us to share her own personal side of it. So this was me and Trudy. The first thing we did was we arrived in Krakow in Poland, and we toured around old Krakow and the Jewish quarter, and much of it had been destroyed by the Germans, but there was some that was not destroyed. So we went to, this was a cemetery, and what they had done after the war was they had taken all of the gravestones that were on the ground that were destroyed, and they had rebuilt it into a wall surrounding it, which I have a picture here where you can see part of it, and I thought that that was incredible because these were people's gravestones that were taken from the ash, and they were put back together to create something stronger that I don't think will ever be destroyed again. What we saw, and it was really difficult to see all this in the span of 1 week. 5 different concentration camps in the span of 1 week. We saw Passau, Auschwitz, Birkenau, Treblinka, and Majdanek. And so I don't have pictures of them all because it's very gruesome, and I only have a few. So this is us. This is my group. We were walking up to Passau, which is actually no longer there. It was destroyed by the Germans because they were trying to hide what they did as they were, retreating. But what is standing there is a monument, which you can see in the background, and it's 5 people just looking down, looking solemn, and they have 6 hands between them to represent the 6 million Jews. So this was us, and we were approaching it. And one day later, we went on the march, which is the main program why you go on this trip. There are two parts. There's the march in Poland, which is from Auschwitz to Birkenau, and then later there is the march that is in Israel to the Western Wall, which is something completely different. But this was us. We were starting the march. I had my Israeli flag and 15,000 other people all around me from countries like Panama, Brazil, Australia. I met people from everywhere who are all there for the same purpose. And it was incredible to see everybody there, united for the same reason. This is just a small fraction. So here you can see we are in Auschwitz, and this is a small fraction of the amount of people who are actually there. This is just one of the aisles. It was filled. So these are actually all people just from our trip. So our small denomination of kids through BBYO who went on this, this is just us. There were thousands of other people there. And so this is us. We were about halfway walking through the city. They had the roads closed, blocked off to us because of the sheer number of people who were participating in this program. So this is just a snapshot that I took to try and show you the magnitude. Okay. So when we were there, we got these little planks where we could write something. And these were put on the train tracks that led Jews into Birkenau. And I saw them in different languages. I saw people's personal stories just written on them, and they were everywhere. And it was really cool because you could it really put a number in your head of how many people were affected. And these were just a few. This spanned the entire train track and everywhere around it too. So I thought that was really cool. One of the camps that we saw that impacted me the most was Treblinka, and even though it's no longer standing, the memorial that they have constructed there it's breathtaking. They have 17,000 rocks, each one just representing a community of Poland, which was just one country that was affected. So you walk in and there's a huge structure, and then surrounding it are 17,000 rocks, and some of them are small because the communities were too small to identify, but some of them that were much larger, they have the names written on the rock. So I found the rock that represents the exact city that I was staying in while I was there. And I thought that was really surreal that I found the rock that was there representing the community that I was living in to go on this trip. So this is the rock that represents Warsaw. Yes. You can see all the rocks that were surrounding. I was walking through, looking around at all the rocks, and I saw a little Israeli flag just pinned in the grass. So I took that picture. Poland, I didn't include any pictures of Majdanek, but I just wanted to add that I think out of all of them, Majdanek was one of the hardest for me to get through, only because the other concentration camps were constructed more or less isolated from everything, because the Germans were trying to hide what they were doing. And Majdanek is 50 meters from civilian houses, which just goes to show you that at that point, they didn't really care about trying to hide what they were doing any longer. They were just trying to do it as quickly and as efficiently as possible, however disgusting that is. So walking through there, we were also told that it could be renewed to the status that it was when it was closed in as little as 36 hours because it was so well preserved. Because unlike all of the rest of them that were destroyed, knocked down, or completely gone, it is still standing exactly how it was when it was liberated, which is partially why it was very difficult for me to get through. So that was the end of the pictures that I decided to show.
Did they have a crematorium there?
They did, yes. It's still standing. And so at that, we were done with Poland, seeing all of the atrocities that we were meant to see in Poland, and we were on our way finally to Israel, and I was very, very much ready to get to Israel, having learned about it my entire life. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my entire life. Israel is gorgeous. Not just in a picture like that, but the people. I mean, I've never been to a country where everyone is so willing to talk to you and to make friends with you and just tell you their story. Like in Poland, everyone was in a hurry to get where they wanted to go, and it didn't seem like they were really, interested in you or like where you're from or why you're there, why there are 300 kids in blue hats walking down the street. You'd think that somebody would notice something like that, but they didn't stop you and say, "Who are you? What are you doing?" Israel, everyone was talking to us. A siren that goes off there twice for 1 minute, and everybody stops. It goes off in the entire country, which I thought was